All right, what's good, YouTube boys? And we back on the channel for y'all today. I saw this on Twitter today, and I really wanted to see how this could do it as a video. But who would be the weakest under these restrictions? Under this restrictions, Gojo without Infinity, Naruto without Kurama. It says Luffy with no Devil Fruit, and Goku not Saiyan. Okay, personally, I think if we look at all these together, in the realm of these shows, there are other things that allow these characters to also be stronger. It's not just these abilities that they list. Starting with Gojo, I think a lot of people just easily just dismiss Gojo once Infinity is taken away. Gojo is very strong without Infinity, and for what I'm saying in this particular instance is these characters in their particular show without these abilities that they have. So I'm not talking Goku versus Gojo without Infinity. Without Infinity, Gojo's still fucking powerful. It's still the fact that, like, most of the fights Gojo does have, his ability of Infinity is either not on, or people try to find a way to cancel it out, or it gets bypassed. He's still, strong as shit without it, Kurama, Naruto himself without Kurama still has massive amount of chakra, just due to who his mom is. So I don't think him having Kurama will be that much of a problem for him. I don't think it's Naruto because of Kurama. Luffy with no Devil Fruit though, that's a hard one. I'm not gonna lie. Well, I guess there's like Sanji. I'm thinking like they didn't know hockey until after time skip. So like, but hockey's still a thing. And then Goku without being a Saiyan, I think it's Goku, right? Because we've seen the drastic leaps Goku takes in terms of power compared to everybody else because he's a Saiyan, right? Even with Vegeta being there, being a Saiyan as well, he still gets, like, Goku still ends up being stronger than him most of the time. So me personally, I think it's gonna be Goku just because, like, if he's not a Saiyan, then he'd probably just be a human, and if he wasn't a Saiyan, he'd be dead. He'd be dead on Namek, right? Because he wouldn't be able to go Super Saiyan, Zenkai boost. He doesn't get that because he's not Saiyan. Naruto though, I don't know. They might die on the bridge. I feel like a lot of these characters would die, except for Gojo early on, and Luffy. I think it's between these two, because like without these characters are still strong. If Luffy didn't have a Devil Fruit, he would just use Haki, and we've seen what Haki can do. I think that's the issue with One Piece though, because Haki, we've seen what characters with good Haki can do, and it's like, oh, everybody can get to that level if they train their Haki. So that's why I'm like, it's the same on all these. Everyone can get strong in their own way. Like Naruto can get Sage Mode, Goku. People say he can get Ultra Instinct, which I don't think. I'm not saying that he couldn't, but I don't think within the realm of the story and what's going on in his verse, if he wasn't a Saiyan, he wouldn't be able to get that, because your body also needs to be able to, like, handle it. And obviously when he first used it, it didn't, and that's him being a Saiyan. But I also want to look into the comments and see what people were saying, because I did see some people try to, gaslight. I'd say Luffy, as everyone else trained to fight. Really? Let's see. Luffy trained very hard, LOL. You clearly didn't watch One Piece at all. Based on core abilities, Goku not being a Saiyan leaves him as a strong human martial artist. No transformations, no Zenkai boost. He'd likely be the weakest. Luffy without a Devil Fruit still has Haki and intense physical training from Garp. Naruto and Gojo retain significant skills too. Yeah, I think it's honestly Goku. How about if you take reference from Krillin in Dragon Ball Z? He trained very hard alongside Goku with Master Roshi and got inhuman strength. Don't you think Goku would have been stronger as he trained more than Krillin? Fair point. Krillin's a human who reached incredible strength through training. If Goku were fully human, his dedication could put him above Krillin without saying traits like rapid. That's what I'm saying. I think that's what it really comes down to is how strong Goku would become if he was a human. And if we take Krillin for example, I don't think Goku. I'm not saying Krillin and Goku would be on par, like base to base levels. Like I'm not saying they'd be equal in power if Goku was a human. I'm saying Goku would be like a little bit stronger, but like Goku was saying is a lot stronger than Krillin. You know, so I just don't think him being a human would really matter. And let's be honest, what martial art does Luffy know? That's what he meant when he said train to fight. Gojo wins even without infinity. He's still the better fighter. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. Oh, there's one right here. Gojo without limitless still has 6 eyes, so it's not him. Posted infinity, not limitless. Goku before finding out he was insane was still considered the toughest human, so it's not him. I don't know who it'd be, but it's definitely out of Naruto and Luffy, and I'm gonna say Luffy, because even without Kurama, Naruto still comes from a legendary bloodline. I'm gonna click on this one first and see what people say in the comments. Better fighter than Goku? Even you can beat Goku if he's not a Saiyan. Okay, that's not true. No, Naruto is a ninja. Goku is a martial artist. Luffy is the only one that has no combat skill, but he had 1 year of combat experience and 2 years of training hockey. Every mid-30s Dragon Ball fan would say Goku, but the true ones know that even without infinity, Satoru Gojo is invincible. The guy's a freaking god. He still got curse techniques, curse object. Infinity is one technique he uses. That's what I'm saying, guys. Do you realize Luffy has Conqueror's Haki? He scales to where he's scaling is now somewhere near Sage Naruto or Krillin, which is a low ball of what Goku would probably be if he was human. I don't think so, guys. Naruto is formidable with or without Kurama, though. As a JJK fan, I gotta say, Goku folds that twink ass. Okay, I don't. Naruto is a big winner here. The Uzumaki clan, the vast chakra. My thing with Naruto, yeah, like, okay, yes, he comes from a good bloodline, but he doesn't even have any of the, he doesn't even use any of the Uzumaki clan shit, bro. He doesn't use his chains, he doesn't use any of that shit, bro. Like, yeah, he would have a lot of chakra, but, like, even without the Nine Tails, I think the only thing Naruto could really do as a child was summon maybe, 50 clones at the most. No, because even, Hokages, let's take that for example. Hokages, when they got reanimated, I think they were set to be around Orochimaru's level. Mistake me if I'm wrong, but even I still think this counts regardless. They're nerfed in a way. They're still nerfed. I believe some of them said they had half their chakra, if not, let's just say 75%. And one of them can only summon 2 clones, or 1 or 2 clones. And if that's a high tier character at half his strength, what is a base kid Naruto with no Kurama gonna be able to summon? I understand he has Uzumaki clan, but that's a Senju, and he can only summon 2 clones with half. Yeah, I don't think Naruto's gonna be able to summon a lot of shadow clones. And even if, I even know that. I'll give you 50 clones at most. He's not summoning 1,000. And then on top of that, his Rasengan, that's probably the only thing he's really gonna have to really learn. Because he can't do summoning jutsu. He can't summon the big toad because you remember how he had to do that? He had to drain all his chakra because he didn't have enough. Yeah, he used Nine Tails chakra to summon the chief toad. So every time I turn on Dragon Ball Z, every time I turn on DBZ, Goku is somewhere either fighting the toughest dude he can find or consistently training. He can't even drive a car because all he does is train. Yeah, but he get like his experience. Like it's like Pokemon, bro. There's different experience rates. A legendary has a harder time getting experience than a fucking a normal basic Pokemon. Like it's like that. Let's just say Goku has like 5 times experience on like Krillin has 0.5 on. That's the difference right there. Goku raised as a fighter since he was a child. How many teachers over the years? I guess Kaioken would be fine, but even then, I don't think it would. I think it would end up being like the 8 inner gates, right? I feel like eventually he get to a Kaioken if it does get that high, which I don't think it might get that high. I don't know, but it might get to a point where it just kills him afterwards. You know, like the 8 inner gates. I'm yapping a lot this video, which is not that great. All right, let's look at this one. Uh, nah, gang, it's definitely Gojo. He is him because he got both Six Eyes and Limitless. Without it, he's extremely killable by at least by Naruto and Luffy. Goku just wants to scrap and be friends. Easy, no diff, for real. Luffy don't even gotta touch him. Another idiot that can't read. It says without infinity. Infinity is his barrier. You little eye. Ooh. Without infinity, he can't use blue or red. That's definitely how infinity works. No, bitch. You have to read. His limitless technique is what activates blue, red. Infinity is the barrier. What did I say to that? You're wasting your time with people who obviously don't understand the series. That's what I'm saying, bro. What the hell? Gojo would still be good relative to his verse, but when you consider how far hockey takes you in One Piece and how much chakra Naruto has without Kurama, it's definitely Gojo. With only Six Eyes, Gojo loses blue. It's not how that works. It says without infinity is Gojo's barrier. With Six Eyes, he still retains RCT, blue, red, purple, and domain expansion. Goku would either pin or Yamcha. No, it's Gojo. Luffy. I meant my thing is like it just shows how many people don't read JJK. Probably Gojo be minor. Majority of his techniques are based on Infinity. Not true. Naruto still has Sage Mode. Luffy still has Haki, and Goku still has Kaioken. Let's read what this. Let's read the comment says because that's not true. Infinity is only his defensive. The closer you get, the slower you move. His technique is called Limitless, so he still has blue, red, and purple. Those abilities aren't that strong. When you realize 2 people on this list can level cities, well, yeah, Gojo still loses, but he's not fully unarmed as people think. I just don't think that stuff really, like, we have like Gojo can't level a city if he wanted to. I'm just saying. We have like we can't level a city. Without Kurama, Naruto wouldn't be able to act it. I don't think that's not true because everyone else achieved it without it. Not probably. It's indefinitely 100% is Gojo. I don't think it's Gojo. I think it's. I really think it's. Let me look at the post again. Let me look at the original post. Who would be the weakest under these restrictions? I think we need to find a like it's not how I first thought of this was like in their own verse, how weak are they? Right? I think Goku would be the weakest in his verse if he was a human. Right? If we're looking at this from start of series and into now, I don't think any of these guys would be alive right now. Maybe Gojo would still be alive because he could still have RCT. Well, Gojo's dead. Look, and if we're talking about verse each other, I still think it's Goku. I don't know. Hey, this is the great thing about videos. You guys let me know what y'all think. Who is the weakest? I don't want to verse. I don't want to verse this debate in the comments. I just want people to tell me who y'all think is the weakest on this list with these restrictions. All right. Personally, I think it's Goku, just because a weaker I don't know. That's why I don't like Dragon Ball, because the scaling is super crazy. I think just based to like with these restrictions, I think it goes like strongest would still be Naruto, then I think Gojo, then Luffy, and then Goku. What? I don't know. I really don't know. You guys let me know who y'all think is the weakest or strongest or whatever. Comments below. Other than that, I'm gonna get out of here. Let me know if y'all like this idea of me just looking at random ass anime posts on Twitter. I don't know. I'm gonna get out of here. Y'all have a nice day. Peace.